Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Whitney and I am a 20-something-year-old living in the East Coast of the United States. I live with my partner and 2 cats, and one of my goals for this next year is to just become more financially comfortable and create better money habits. I definitely succumb to fun ads, things that people show in videos, and impulse spending. And so I really just want to focus on kind of controlling that spending and not having to worry so much about money, because I'm sure a lot of you can relate to stress that comes with money and trying to make sure that you save enough, especially with how expensive things have gotten recently. And also, I just want to have less clutter and less things, because I tend to accumulate a lot of things and then I'm in the habit of just donating them when I don't need them, which is great to send them off to people who need them more than I do. But it would be great to just have less things to begin with and not have to worry about decluttering, make things easier to clean, and stuff like that. So I just wanted to go through some money habits that I'm planning to embrace in the new year to help me get more comfortable with my financial system and just create better, long-lasting habits. So none of these are huge changes, but the goal is that I kind of create habits that are attainable, and I plan to do new goals each month, which is something that one of my coworkers told me about, and I really liked that instead of having some huge year-long goals, but kind of different goals each month. Maybe they're different themes, maybe they're all on one theme, that kind of thing. So I definitely will incorporate these into that. So my first habit that I want to incorporate is kind of twofold. One is tracking spending by the week, so I want to use an Excel budget template that I created and that I really enjoy looking at and using, and that's very important to be able to get yourself to use it very often. And the second part of this one is to not be afraid to look at my spending. So that's been something that has been a bad habit of mine, is that I just kind of avoid looking at it. I pay my bills, I pay off my credit card, but other than that, I'm not really diving deep into what I'm spending. So I'm really trying to embrace that it's okay to see what I'm spending on and that everything I'm spending on is okay, and that I'm only going to get into better habits by actually looking at what I'm purchasing. And I think that the cadence of weekly checking is very important, because I'll kind of know better what I'm spending on than looking at each month, but I'm also not updating it so regularly, like every day, that I'm just not going to be able to keep up with it. The next habit that I want to embrace is that unless it is groceries, cat supplies, some emergency like a medical thing or some appointment, or refills of things that I actually use, I need to wait 2 weeks before purchasing something. So the goal is that I'm not going to have as much impulse spending, and if I really want something, like one of the things I would like is some shoes to walk outside. Now that I have great indoor running shoes, it would be great to just have the same pair for outdoors. And that's something that I've thought about for a while. So I'm making sure that I actually need them and that it would be beneficial to have 2 separate pairs before just going out and purchasing them because they're comfy and because I want them. The next habit that I want to embrace is no delivery food. Paying for delivery can be so expensive because these apps sometimes will have higher in-app prices than if you just went to the restaurant. They'll have delivery fees, then you have to tip your delivery driver, of course. And all that is great to support them, but it really does add up and it can be very expensive. So I want to cut out delivery, and if I really want to eat out, just go get takeout or go eat at the restaurant. And that's something that I'm working with my partner on, so both of us can keep each other in check. My next habit goes along with the monthly goals that I'm going to set up, so that will be having no buy periods. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your thoughts down below in a comment. Thank you. No buy periods don't mean that you don't buy anything, but you only buy essentials and stuff that is pre-planned. So if I have plans to go out with friends next month, but I want to do a no buy month, then I'll kind of incorporate that and think about, okay, can I buy less? I've already planned to do this. I still want to see my friends, but just kind of incorporating that sort of no buy mindset into this. So not buying things that I don't need, only buying refills of things that we really use, things that are totally necessary and not buying any extravagant purchases. I'd like to do a few of these throughout the year to kind of help with my impulse spending and curbing my current spending habits. These periods can be as long as you want them to be, really be flexible and honest with yourself about what you can actually achieve, because a month may just be too long for you right now, and that's okay. Maybe you can work up to that later. My next habit is one that I've actually already implemented, and that is to cut down on the number of cards that I use. So I have a few different cards for a few different reasons that I got kind of throughout my life since I graduated college. And while all those are great and the benefits are awesome, I found it hard to kind of track my spending across multiple accounts because it looked like a lot less because each account was less, but then when you add it together, it was a lot. So now I just use two. One of them is just on my phone, super easy. And then the other is a physical card that I use. I may cut it down to one to make it even more compact, but so far the two is working out, and it's been really awesome to just have all that spending in one spot when I'm looking at how much I've spent and at my credit card statements. My next habit or goal is to attempt capsule wardrobe periods. So I've tried these in the past and they can be really difficult, so I just want to do it for periods of time and not have too small a capsule. I plan to declutter clothes into a time will tell box where I'm not getting rid of them right now, but putting them away to kind of learn and understand what clothes I actually need and what I wear over time. This way, I'm not just getting rid of clothes and then feeling the need to buy them in the future, but putting them kind of out of sight, out of mind, and if I forget about them and don't need them, then great, those can be truly decluttered and donated in the future, but I'll still have them while I'm figuring out how many clothes do I actually need, what do I actually wear, that kind of thing. And that will hopefully help me understand what clothes I actually need to buy versus just buying random things because they're cute. Another habit that I've talked to my partner about is doing a race to save money. This can be with a partner or a friend or a family member, just someone you would be comfortable doing it with, and you kind of just pick a number and you're like, let's see who can get there first. So this can help a lot because for me, it's easier to spend and like get something physical and get that enjoyment out of it than to see my savings go up and it kind of feel like arbitrary or artificial. So in this way, it's making it more realistic and kind of a tangible thing that we can work together towards, but also a competition, which can be really enticing. My next habit is one that works for me, but definitely may not work for everyone, and that is only shopping for clothes and home decor in person. I find specifically those two categories are very helpful for me to shop in person because you get to try on the clothes. So you're not going to order something that looks cute on the model but just doesn't work for you or isn't comfortable or something like that. And you can really feel the quality for the price when you're there in person seeing the item instead of just adding a bunch of stuff to your cart that you think is cute and being like, well, that's not that much, so let me order it, and then ending up not wearing it. I do that all the time, so I think this would be really helpful. And it's very similar for home goods for me too, because you can actually see the size and quality you're getting for the price in person. And so I tend to buy less home goods if I'm shopping in person because you're actually seeing what you're getting, whereas things can look really awesome online. They'll look like they're going to be bigger for the price, and then they show up and they're kind of just a disappointment. So I'm hoping that shopping for clothes and home goods in person will help me curb that spending and also limit it to the days that I actually want to go in person, which isn't that often. Our final habit to embrace is decluttering instead of buying organizational products. So instead of going into an area and being like, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff, I need a way to organize this, I want to embrace decluttering over purchasing items to organize all of that. I'm hoping that this will help because if I feel like I have too much stuff in an area, I don't necessarily need it all, but maybe I would be able to organize it all to fit. So instead of buying organizational items, I want to actually go through all of those items and see if I really need them or if I can declutter and kind of work towards having less stuff. I think this is great because I love organization. I love to buy organizational things, so I'll kind of use it as an excuse to keep stuff when I don't need it. If you can get that satisfying organizational benefit out of doing something with the items. But I realized recently I don't need all the stuff we have, and honestly, it's way easier to keep things clean and organized if you have less. So I want to focus on decluttering rather than buying new things to organize items that I already don't need. Thanks so much for listening to my habits. I'd really love to hear what yours are down below if you like any of these ideas, if you're going to embrace any of them, or if you have other money and spending habits that you find to be really helpful to kind of track and keep a handle on your spending.
Are you guys also susceptible to ads of random cute stuff? Like, how are we supposed to get over that when those things just melt our heart?